Before you ever hold that lottery ticket in your hand, before you ever reach for your wallet or tap the screen on your mobile phone, before you utter a word or breathe a hope into the wind, say this silently, not with the desperation of a man hoping to be saved, but with the inner confidence of one who already knows he has received. You are not buying a ticket to hope. You are claiming what is already yours. You are stepping into a state where the outcome is known, where the million is already in your possession. What you are about to do is not a gamble. It is an act of creation. The world calls it chance, but I call it law. And the law is this: that which you dare to assume as true will become your experience. The lottery ticket is not the source of your wealth. It is the bridge of incident through which your assumption flows. But the power is not in the paper, nor in the numbers. It is in your silent word. Say this silently, just once, before you buy the ticket. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Do not shout it. Do not repeat it mindlessly. Do not ask if it is working. Let the silence wrap around your words like velvet, and let it enter the depths of your being. The secret is not in the saying, it is in the feeling that it is already so. When you say those words, you are not casting a spell. You are not begging some force outside of yourself. You are claiming your divine right. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you assume to be true within consciousness must manifest without. You are not trying to make the universe act on your behalf. You are the universe acting through the mask of man. Imagine for a moment that you are no longer in the store or on the app. Imagine you are standing in your home, holding the results in your hand. Imagine your heart pounding, your eyes wide, your breath caught between disbelief and ecstasy. You read the numbers again and again. Each time they match. Not one, not two, but all. And then comes the wave. Relief, joy, gratitude. Not a hope, not a maybe, a certainty. Now ask yourself, what do you feel? That feeling, hold it. That is your key. Say the words now from that state. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Do not try to feel it. Be it. The man who has won the lottery does not feel as the man who hopes to win it. The man who has received does not question how. He simply lives in the joy of having. Do not concern yourself with the numbers. Do not try to pick the right ones. That is the old way, the way of effort, of fear, of doubt. Yours is the way of knowing. Yours is the way of the divine imagination. The numbers will align themselves with your inner conviction. The world will bend around your assumption, but you must hold fast. You must not waver. Do not speak of what is not wanted. Do not say, I never win. Do not declare it's just luck. Do not discuss your circumstances. Circumstances are shadows, ghosts of a previous state. If you persist in the state of wealth, the world must echo back wealth. But if you speak of lack, you reinstate it. The world is a mirror, my friend. Speak only of what you desire to see reflected. There is no magic in the lottery, but there is power in the word. And the most powerful word you can speak is one that is uttered silently and believed fully. The word becomes flesh, not by force, not by striving, but by the law of assumption. If you assume you have won, and you persist in that assumption, the world will conform. Do not concern yourself with how long it takes. Time is a trick of the senses. The moment you assume, the seed is planted. Whether it blossoms tomorrow or in a month is irrelevant. What matters is your faithfulness to the state of the wish fulfilled. If you dwell in the end must come. Say it now again, silently. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Feel what you would feel if it were true. How would you walk? How would you breathe? How would you sleep tonight, knowing that all your worries were washed away in a flood of abundance? Take that feeling into your core. Carry it as your new identity. You see, the lottery is not the miracle. You are. The ticket is just an instrument. The real power lies in your imagination. What you dare to assume as true, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, will show itself in your world. But you must live in the state as if it were so, even when the senses scream otherwise. The masses believe in odds. They believe in chance. They believe in what they see. But you, if you are to live this truth, you must believe in what you imagine. You must trust the unseen. You must walk by inner conviction, not outer evidence. And the moment you do, the evidence will come. The world will call it luck. They will say, how fortunate. They will marvel at your success and ask, What's your secret? But you will know. You will smile, not out of arrogance, but out of understanding. You will know that long before the numbers aligned, long before the check arrived, long before anyone saw it, you lived it, you claimed it, you assumed it, and so it came. I am not asking you to repeat a phrase 100 times. I am not asking you to chase a miracle. I am asking you to assume your rightful place as the operant power. You are not a victim of fate. You are not a pawn in some random game. You are the author of your destiny. Say it silently. Say it with knowing. Say it from the end. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Then forget about it. Yes, forget. Not because you doubt, but because you know. A man who plants a seed does not dig it up every day to see if it's growing. He trusts the process. He knows the nature of the seed. So too must you trust the power of your assumption. Let the ticket go. Let the process unfold. You have spoken the word, and the word has gone forth. Your inner world is alive with the vision. Your outer world is aligned. Each event, each coincidence, each delay is part of the pattern leading to your assumption fulfilled. But you must persist. When doubts come, and they will, you must return to the end. See it again. Feel it again. Say the words again silently. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Let it be your prayer, your mantra, your silent knowing. And above all, let it be felt. Imagination is the only redemptive power. It is through imagination that the formless becomes form, that the unseen becomes seen. Your imagination is not idle fantasy. It is the workshop of creation. When you imagine yourself a winner, you are creating the conditions for that reality to express itself. I tell you this not as theory, but as experience. I have known men who won vast fortunes, not by chance, but by assumption. They did not hope. They knew. They did not wish. They assumed. And they lived from that state until the world responded. Your task is simple. Say it silently. Feel it deeply. Trust it completely. Do not strain. Do not effort. Do not wrestle with the how. Simply live from the end. The law is always working, whether you believe in it or not. But if you align with it consciously, deliberately, then your life becomes a masterpiece of manifested desire. There is no room for fear here. Fear is faith in what you do not want. Do not give it power. If it rises, return to the end. Reaffirm your assumption. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Say it calmly, confidently, even when everything appears unchanged. Especially then, for that is the moment of true creation, when you remain faithful to the unseen while the seen tempts you to doubt. You are not here to play small. You are here to remember who you are, a creator, a visionary, a divine being clothed in flesh. Your world is the mirror of your inner state. Change the state, and the reflection must follow. Assume victory, and victory will chase you down. So the next time you buy a ticket, pause, step into stillness, close your eyes if you must. Go inward, and say this silently, as if it were the most natural truth in the world. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Say it not to get, but because you know. Because in imagination, it has already happened. And what is imagined with feeling and sustained with faith must be born. Then walk away in peace. Let the numbers fall where they may. Let the world do what it does. Your work is finished. You have spoken the word, and the word, when spoken from the heart, cannot return void. Remember this truth, not just for the lottery, but for every desire. Say it silently, feel it deeply, live it inwardly, and watch the world reshape itself in the image of your assumption. You are not waiting for the win. You are the win. You are not hoping to become rich. You are already rich in the realm that matters. And soon the outer world will echo that truth. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. And so it is. Feel that phrase melt into your being. Let it root so deeply within you that the idea of not winning feels alien. Do not perform this act with clenched fists or tightened breath. Instead, ease into it. Let it be natural. Just as you do not struggle to believe the sun will rise, do not struggle to believe in your triumph. Assume it. Live it. Walk around as the winner you have declared yourself to be. Not for show, not to convince anyone else, but because it is now your truth. When you imagine vividly, when you see yourself receiving, celebrating, giving and enjoying, you are impressing the subconscious. And the subconscious, once impressed, orchestrates all things to match the image you hold. But it must be impressed with feeling. No mechanical repetition, no hollow affirmations. You must feel the thrill of the result. the joy of the possession, the peace of fulfillment. The lottery win is not just money. It is a shift in identity. You are not trying to become a rich person. You are already rich in imagination. The outer world will only confirm what the inner world has accepted. If your inner speech contradicts your outer desire, the inner will always win. That is the law. Your inner conversations are your prayers, your decrees, your prophecies. So I ask you, what do you say to yourself when no one is watching? What do you whisper in your soul's ear? If your inner dialogue is still filled with questions, doubt and contradiction, then you must return to the silence and speak again. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Let this become your dominant tone. Let it drown out every lesser voice. Speak it silently, in the car, while waiting in line, as your hand hovers over the lottery selection. Say it not to alter fate, but to align with the version of you who has already received. That version already exists. All versions of you exist now. The only difference is your attention. Shift your attention from the self who lacks to the self who possesses, and everything changes. This is not about greed or fantasy. It is about mastery. It is about mastery. It is about learning to dwell in the end, to rise above the illusion of time, and to feel the reality of the unseen. Once you master this with the lottery, you will begin to master it with every area of life, because the same law governs all. Whether it is money, love, health, or purpose, the method is the same. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. What separates the ones who manifest effortlessly from those who struggle endlessly? One thing only: belief, but not belief as the world defines it. I speak of a belief that feels like knowing, a belief that acts as if, a belief that once accepted becomes automatic. This is why we say the phrase silently, so it sinks deeper than words and touches the realm of certainty. Do not pollute your imagination with contradiction. Do not fantasize about winning, and then complain about lack. You are dividing your mind, and a divided mind cannot stand. Be single-minded. Be unwavering. Let your assumption become your only reality. When others question or doubt, you smile, not in defiance, but in calm knowing. They cannot see what you see. They do not live in the state you inhabit. If ever you slip, if ever you forget, and find yourself falling back into doubt, do not panic. Simply return. Close your eyes, breathe, and say it again, silently and confidently. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Speak it until the feeling returns. Speak it until the peace returns. Speak it until it becomes your new home. This process is not about controlling outcomes. It is about aligning with them. It is about stepping into the version of yourself who already has, and letting the bridge of events carry you effortlessly to that realization. You will not have to figure it out. Life will unfold in ways so natural. You will wonder how it happened, but you will know. You will remember this silent act. Even as you walk to the counter, or scan the QR code, do not waver. Let your inner world remain fixed. Know that what you hold in your hand is not a piece of chance, but a reflection of your assumption. You are not hoping to win. You are claiming what you have already received in consciousness. Others may scoff. Let them. Others may call it foolish. Let them. You are not moved by opinions. You are moved by imagination. And imagination is the only creative power. Say it not to be convinced, but because you already are. The feeling must proceed. When you feel rich, wealth must come. When you feel chosen, the win must appear. When you feel the wish fulfilled, the world cannot deny it. This is the way of all miracles. Quiet, inward, certain. They do not begin with fanfare. They begin with silence. They begin with the phrase spoken within, believed within, lived within, and the outer world follows. The win is not the beginning, it is the echo. And so you must hold to the end, even when the senses tempt you to abandon the assumption, even when another ticket says, not a winner. That is just the shadow of your past state. Stay firm. The assumption fulfilled is already on its way. It must come. It has no choice. It is law. As it comes, do not become overwhelmed or surprised. Welcome it as natural. Receive it with grace. Live as if you expected it, because you did. Do not say, I can't believe it. Say, of course. This is who I am. This is the natural outcome of one who dares to live from the end. There are no special ones in this world. There are only those who understand the law and those who do not. You are now among the few who know. You have heard the truth. You have been given the key. Use it. Say the words silently. Live from the wish fulfilled, and persist until reality confirms your assumption. And when it does, and it will, you will know there was no magic.
No mystery, only law, only the quiet sacred act of choosing your reality in advance. You will understand that you were never at the mercy of chance, never a slave to circumstance. You were always the creator, the operant power, the silent speaker who shaped the world with a whispered phrase. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. As you go on living in this quiet assumption, you'll notice something remarkable. The world begins to move. Things shift subtly, imperceptibly at first. A conversation here, a delay there, a nudge from within. You'll find yourself in the right place, at the right time, not by effort, but by alignment, not by planning, but by presence. You didn't chase the miracle. You became the vibration of the miracle. You didn't force the outcome. You became the outcome. This is what it means to live from the end. You are not asking the universe to pick your number. You are declaring to yourself that the number has already been picked, and it was yours. You are not calling out into the void. You are awakening the reality within you that has already occurred in the unseen realm. That realm is real. It is more real than what your eyes see. The senses can deceive, but feeling is the truth. Speak silently, and feel fully. It is that inner movement, undetectable to others, that creates worlds. The moment you say those words, and feel them as real, you have stepped out of the old man, and into the new. You have left behind the self of probability, and claimed the self of certainty. And once you are that person inwardly, the external must bow in agreement. Do not be concerned if the wind does not come in the first day, or week. Do not ask, where is it? That is not the voice of knowing. That is the voice of separation. You must live as though it is done. When someone asks you how you're doing, respond with the energy of one whose greatest desire has already been fulfilled. Don't say it aloud, just know it inwardly. That knowing changes your tone, your posture, your breath, your thoughts, and soon it changes your world. When you rise in the morning, don't greet the day with dread. Greet it with thanks. Wake as the man who has won. Feel what it feels like to live free of financial concern. Let your imagination roam in this new life. What would you do? Who would you help? How would you move through the world? Begin doing those things now in whatever small way you can. The world mirrors your readiness, not your wishes. Those who think this is about a lucky ticket misunderstand the deeper mystery. The ticket is only a symbol. The power is in the assumption. You could walk into a store with $1 and walk out with the seed of $1 million, not because of what you bought, but because of what you believed. And the belief must be total. It must be your dwelling place, not a momentary visualization, not a fleeting hope, but your new residence in consciousness. This is not a matter of reciting positive words. It is a matter of dwelling in a positive reality. When you say, it is done, you must mean it. You must feel it. You must live from that place, as naturally as you used to live from doubt. You are not impressing an external deity. You are impressing your subconscious mind, the womb of creation. Your subconscious accepts what you believe as real, whether that belief is good or bad. That's why you must be vigilant. Do not allow idle conversations to plant seeds of lack. Do not entertain stories of failure. Guard your inner speech as you would guard a treasure, because it is a treasure, the seed of your future. Say it again now, but not as someone reciting. Say it as someone declaring what is already true. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Let that phrase become your anchor. When the world feels uncertain, let it be your refuge. When doubt arises, let it be your compass. When fear tries to steer you away, you don't need to convince others. You don't need their agreement. Your world is self-contained. Your belief alone is sufficient. Others will see the results, and they may marvel, but you will know the cause. You will know the moment the shift occurred, not when the ticket was bought, but when the assumption was claimed. Do not try to control the bridge of incidents. Do not meddle with the how. That is not your domain. Your task is to assume and remain faithful. If a voice inside whispers that you're being foolish, smile at it. That voice is just the echo of your old self. Let it pass. Let it fade. You are not that person anymore. You are now the one who speaks silently with conviction, who walks in the unseen wealth of certainty. You are the one who buys a ticket not from hope, but from knowing. You are the one who understands that the true ticket was the assumption you made within. The paper in your hand is just the shadow. The reality was formed in the silence. Every time you speak the phrase silently, you are watering the seed. You are nurturing the new identity. You are stepping more deeply into the version of yourself who has, who is, who lives the dream. And in that living, In that being, the world takes notice. Opportunities come, money flows, events align, not because you forced them, but because you became the person for whom those things are natural. No need to push, no need to strain. The win is not something you must chase. It is something you must allow. And you allow it by removing resistance, by surrendering your old story, by trusting the law of assumption more than the law of odds. Your mind might protest. It may list reasons why it's unlikely. Thank it, and let it go. Those thoughts are only habits, and habits change when you no longer feed them. Feed the new habit, the habit of belief, the habit of assumption, the habit of silent, unwavering knowing. When you look at the numbers on the screen, or on the slip, do not search for victory there. Look within. Is the feeling still there? Is the assumption still alive? That is your true indicator. Numbers are secondary. The feeling is first cause. If you hold the feeling, the numbers must yield. You may not know the exact moment or means of its arrival, but you can know the certainty of its reality. That is the paradox. You don't need to know how. You only need to know that, and that is your phrase. That is your declaration. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. So now, beloved, the choice is yours. Continue to live as one hoping, doubting, waiting, or step boldly into the knowing. Speak not from lack, but from fulfillment. Whisper the phrase not as a wish, but as a decree. It is done. The money is mine. I have already won. Let that inner voice be your compass. Let it become louder than the noise of the world. Let it carry you across the invisible bridge to your destiny. You are not merely playing a game of chance. You are demonstrating a law, the law of assumption. You are proving that imagination, when felt as true, becomes fact. You are showing yourself, and eventually the world, that your inner speech creates your outer world. So speak it silently, feel it deeply, walk as if it's already yours, because it is. You were never waiting for the win. You were becoming it.